Come. All praise to the Most High. It's your brother Micah Allen from L.O.I Detroit. And to my left is the brother Shalawam. To my right is the brother Deba. To my left is the brother. Definitely want to say this is the Sabbath on its way. Right now we're looking at 8:52 p.m. A few minutes away, maybe about 10, 15 minutes for that Sabbath to come. This is like the best day of the week. I'm talking about the best day of the week. I love the Sabbath. This is the time where you can spend time with your family. This is the time when you can go ahead and interact with your children. This is the time when you interact with your wife or your husband. This is the best time because during the week, we're too busy. We only can pour a little bit of time in the relationships with our wives and with your husbands, with your children, because you at work, because of these curses. It's our fault, so we got to pay the debt of that. But it's all good, though, because the Most High Sabbath still remained even in our captivity. He gave us the opportunity to go ahead and relax from all that butt breaking. Back breaking, I'm sorry. But that's what they do. You feel like they jab you like that when you're working. But that's not what I meant. But it was back breaking, right? But they make you not spend that time with your children. They make you where you don't spend time with your wife. You're too tired to come home. They make you even kind of too tired to even read your Bible. You're so caught up in this world and day to day, it just takes its time. But when the Sabbath gets here, I look for it. I yearn for it. When it's here, I'm happy. When it's gone, I'm sad. But I can't wait for the next Sabbath. That's how my MOB. Can't wait for the next Sabbath. Lord willing, I get to see it. So I'm glad to be here. I'm with my brothers, the L.O.I brothers. My wife and my children are at home. Normally that's where I be with them on every other Friday. But I wanted to take this time and sacrifice my time and give the word to the world, to the 12 tribes. Now, this lesson is called Mourning and Drunkenness. Now, this reason why this came up is because I got a good dear friend of mine. He's also in this truth. I had a few conversations during this week, and I just realized the conversation we having is not, he's not there the way he used to be. And only reason why is because he lost his mother. So I told him I was going to make a lesson for him, and I told him that I want this to mean a lot, because I want this where the Most High really put me in a place in my mind to get this lesson going. And this is not only for him, but this is for everybody, including myself, because that mourning spirit, you have to understand that it's always there, waiting to take its place when you're going through things in life. It sits there, it stares at you, and it sits there patiently, waiting for you for its time to do its thing. Now, it's different mourning spirits. You got a lot of mourning spirits. You got mourning spirits where some people don't want to eat. They mess around and get depressed. They mess around, don't even realize they're not eating. Now they come to an assumption of like, hey, I'm not hungry. But you used to eat a lot, or you eat normally at a certain time or a day. But now you're not eating. Then you may go into a situation where it's another spirit where it can come in and just depress you all day, where you can't even shake it off. That the things that you normally do, you don't seem to do anymore. It slows your life down. Another a grieving spirit that deals with us. What the Bible tells us not to mark our bodies, definitely when these loved ones are not around. You know what we do? We start marking our bodies. We put a loved one on our body. Reason why we do those things is because we miss them, and this is the only way we have something that's close to us. When I look at this on my arm, I can always see that person dearly. It's always attached to me, but the person don't even exist anymore. Because depression has made you do something what the Bible tells you not to destroy your temple. That mourning spirit is so heavy that it's like carbon monoxide poison. It's a silent killer. You don't even know when you're in it. You have to have someone to tell you that you are in it. Because you don't see anything but the hurt. Shoot, it makes you miss days of work. Shoot, you can lose your home. You can even start having contentions with everybody around you. Never think that you're isolated. No, not me. It couldn't be me. You don't know. Everybody has to deal with that mourning spirit. We have to. It's one of them things that you just can't run from. Some people even deal with it different just by laughing. Faking the funk, acting like they're happy, but really they're torn inside. That's even a secret killer. You're so stressed out, but the only thing you can do is laugh. Then you go to another person that may have the same relation with that person. That person may be depressed and angry, but you coming over here laughing. And when y'all coming together, that person's not in a laughing mood. This person right here is acting like he's okay, but he's really messed up inside. And when you bring those two things together, then you guys are clashing. Now it's a spirit that creates division. So I'm bringing this out because Israel needs to hear this. We need to understand what our forefathers did when it came to mourning, because our forefathers went through mourning. But the topic is mourning and drunkenness. I'm going in the drunkenness direction, and I gave out all the other keys, like all different kind of grieving. I got a few more, matter of fact. Some people go into popping pills. Some people go into smoking weed. Some people, just party hard all day. Or they go back to where they come from. And then you also got spiritual mournings. Because when you get in this truth, the truth, it becomes levels. And it becomes different times in your life where 1 minute, especially when you first hear it and you're connected, you're so lit. You on fire. You so passionate, you can't wait to tell the next brother and the next sister. You can't wait to tell everybody who you see. Right? That's what happens when you first get in this truth. You in that spiritual high. You're so connected with the Father, can't nobody tell you nothing. But then you got years down the line. Years start coming. You lose a loved one. You lose your job. Everything is going great when you in this truth in the beginning. You got a new job. You got a new car. And you even got a new wife. Got a new family. Hey, you connected to the Father. Can't nobody, I'm telling you, nobody can tell you nothing. We all been there. And then, hey, finances looking great. Bills paid on time. You keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Any issue, can't nothing bother you because you're so high. But then, life comes. That grieving spirit knocks on your door. And you get a phone call or somebody pull up and say, hey, I heard about your mom. I heard about your pops. I heard about your brother. I heard about your sister. And the only thing you can do is really cry. And there's nothing wrong with that because we got to let these things out. But do you snap out of it? Do you go to the bottle? Because that's probably, and I could be wrong, maybe the number one choice that we make when we go through mourning is the wine. In the beginning of the truth, I don't need the wine. I got the Most High. I lose my job in the beginning. Hey, God can provide. My wife dissed me. She leaves, go somewhere else. God's gonna bring her back. I ain't worried about that. You ain't gonna knock me off my block. But when those years come up, you putting in like 5 or more years on top, 10 years. Now that the truth is just becomes normal now. It's your everyday normal basis. But then when these things happen, do you go back to your word like you did in the beginning? Is it too stressful to read the word like it wasn't in the beginning? Or was the bottle the one that you can run to because that was your scapegoat? It made you feel good. And then it also put you in some hurt situations. It made you mourn and cry out in front of, and not in front of everybody, but you alone. And the reason why a lot of people do excess drinking very excessively, because when you lose a loved one, you kind of blame God now. Now you mad at God. So you can't say it soberly because you're trying to stay in the spirit. But when that drink comes in, when that mourning spirit kicks in, hey, that bottle cracked open. And it starts off with one. You got one going, everything is fine. But then you need another one. And then another one. And then another one. And another one. And now you out your wits end. And you don't even think you're nothing wrong. You still think you're in a normal state because you're constantly drinking because you're trying to shake the problem. But the problem is the problem. That's why when we get in this truth, we got to understand we're going to go through hell. And we got to use God as our scapegoat with the scriptures. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not saying it's a bad thing to drink. We can find through scriptures over and over that we seen our big brother Christ. He sipped the wine. He said when he even come back, he's going to drink the wine. We seen that our forefathers, we owned vineyards. That was our money. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Bible tells you what wine is for and how to deal with it. So we're going to go into some scriptures. Because I wanted to let all this out because I've been fired up with this because since I talked to my brother, it really was on my mind. It really hurted me just to hear because I know how strong of a brother he really is. And just to see how the mourning spirit was breaking him down, I had to do this. So first and foremost, let me get Ephesians 5 and verse 18. Ephesians 5 and verse 18. Because the Bible tells you right here, it's okay to drink wine. But it just tells you how to deal with it. All right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess.
So don't be drunk with wine, wherein it's so much that go ahead and constantly drink. Go ahead.
But be filled with the Spirit.
That's what you got to do. When you're mourning, we have to understand that. Brother's going to mourn. Sister's going to mourn. But don't go to the bottle that it could become your idol. It could become your God. Instead of you praying, you run into the bottle. Now he's your God. That liquor is your God now. Because you want the hurt to go immediately, but hurt takes time. So we run to the bottle and we only get a temporary feeling where it's like it's gone. But then when you're done, it comes back. Because that mourning spirit is playing games with you. He's bringing his buddies, other spirits, to come along. These are different spirits with that mourning spirit. You can't play with that mourning spirit. So we got to be filled with the spirit, the law, statutes, and commandments. Understand, we know, hey, this is not an easy task. And I'm not teaching it like it's easy. All you have to do is easier said than done. People lost loved ones, that was 5 years ago, and it's still mourning. But you gotta keep it pushing. You gotta be filled with the spirit, right? So what is wine really for? Give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 19. What is wine really for? Because it's a good thing to have wine. Certain occasions, it's a great thing to have wine. But it's a dangerous thing to have it when you're mourning. But let's find out what the wine is for.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 19.
This is what wine is supposed to be doing for you. Go ahead.
A feast is made for laughter.
Uh-huh.
And wine maketh merry.
It maketh what?
Maketh merry.
Wine is supposed to put you in a jolly mood. You're supposed to be hyped. These days, hey, you with your brothers, you with your sisters, y'all all got a gathering. Y'all having a good time. No worries. That's what wine's supposed to do for you. Go ahead.
But money answereth all things.
But money answers all things. Right? Because without wealth, you can't buy your wine. Without wealth, you can't come together on a feast day. And that's another thing. A mourning of wealth, man, you can burn your pocket. You start blowing all your money on wine, all on liquor, and you don't even realize you buy it. You bring friends that you normally don't hang with. They come over, y'all having a party, y'all just watching the game or whatever. Y'all open up a whole bunch of beers and some liquor. And you don't even realize why you're doing it is because you're doing it because you're trying to shake that process of that hurt. And you're bringing people that don't even supposed to be there. You're not dealing with your brothers or your sisters that's in the truth. You're dealing now, that mourning got you back in that world a little bit, got you peeking in there. Where the Most High took you out of, you open up that door and now you're peeking because now you become curious. Because now you're hurt. Mourning will make you go back into the world. And you don't even realize it. Right? Give me Sirach 21. All right, we could give me Sirach 21. Gotta find out which one I want to go through. I think we just probably start at 25. Because we're gonna also talk about wine again. What is it for, man? We gotta understand wine is a good thing. Start at verse. Start at verse 25. Hold on, Salakia. Hold on, 1 second. I think it is one. No, Salakia 31. Sirach 31, my bad. Start at verse. No, start at verse 25.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 31, starting at verse 25. Show not thy valiantness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many.
See, don't be brave. You know, when you get your bottle of wine, like, man, I got this. I can make as many shots I want. This ain't nothing to me. I'm a big man. You lightweight, so you bragging on that you can take a lot of shots. You're bragging that you can drink. You're bragging that what you're really doing is you're really boasting in yourself, thinking that, hey, I'm the man because I can handle liquor. Can't no man handle liquor. I don't care who you are. Liquor would jack you up, especially when you're mourning. Go ahead.
The furnace proveth the edge by dipping, so doth wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness.
That's what happens. Must get too proud. I got it. Because the furnace is going to prove everything by being tried in the fire. So it's like the wine is like, prove it. Watch what I do to you. Since you think you can handle me, watch what I do to you. Right? So then it says, so does the wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness. Because now you're thinking like, I can handle all this. This is nothing. Right? Keep going.
And it's like it, and look how it's worded, right? Because it says, the furnace proveth the edge by dipping. Right? When you trying to you testing to see how hot that furnace is. You know what I'm saying? How hot is it? The same thing with the wine. Oh, I drank this cup. Oh, I'm good. I give me another.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this I stay. Hey, this thing ain't doing nothing.
Right.
By that third one, I got a little buzz.
Absolutely.
Then next thing you know, 3 cups later, you still talking about you buzzing.
Absolutely.
You drunk. I drunk out your mind.
And that happens when you're mourning. You take it one, and you take it two, and you be like, man, you need to slow it down. No, I'm good. I'm straight. I ain't drunk. People say, this is how you know you can prove when someone's drunk. Ask them something. Ask them something like, hey, remember this? If and they're honest, they're gonna say, no, I don't remember that. He was drunk.
And even before they answer, I ain't drunk. They gonna tell you. You ain't even gotta mention, like, I ain't say you was drunk.
Absolutely.
Why you telling me
Absolutely.
you ain't drunk?
Because it's a proud thing. We make it seem like it's a badge of honor to be drunk, that you can handle liquor. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, hey, if you can handle it, you can handle it. But guess what? No one can take it too far with it. So going back to that grieving stage, that's the worst thing to go to with the bottle.
Yes.
That is the worst.
They drink because they think it's going to relieve the pain, but it's not. It's going to bring on more pain because now you're drowning in your own sorrows. Now you're drinking out more and more. Now you're thinking about it more and more and more. Now you're trying to get more. How can relieve this pain? How relieve this pain? Keep going back to that bottle. But after a while, that wine or that hard liquor is not going to work because you're going to start. You have to need more and more, and now you're messing up your body. Now your body is looking for it. Now you're going to be having the shakes. You're going to be having withdrawals because now your body's looking for it. Now you drunk so much, and now your body's looking for it. Now you think you need it, but you really don't. The thing you need is the Father, because the Father is going to relieve every sickness or every pain you be having. You call on Him if you follow the laws and commandments. He gonna give you the answer that you need. You're not in this by yourself. The Most High has your back if you're going through something. Just don't think it's nobody there for me, but this bottle there for me. This bottle ain't gonna tell me no. This bottle ain't gonna tell me nothing wrong. So I'm gonna continue to drink on this bottle until it ease my pain, but it's never gonna ease your pain. That's what's wrong with our people today. When somebody come to try to help our people on this, they're like, y'all don't know what you're talking about. You ain't do this and that, and they let you know, like, hey, you need to slow down on this. I'm here to help you out. You don't need that bottle. But our people don't think. They don't care. I'm going to keep drowning them all in sorrows and something might happen to them. Now they end up in the hospital or something. Or they wake up and say almost passed out somewhere because of this liquor, because now this liquor is a disease to you. You need it because you're thinking, you think it's relieving your pain, but it's not.
Okay. Good. On both of y'all. All right. Verse 27.
Verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man.
See, wine is a good thing. Wine is a good thing. I'm not saying wine is a bad thing. I say it's a dangerous thing when you're mourning. That's one of the dangerous things that we go to. Go ahead.
If it be drunk moderate.
If what?
If it be drunk moderate.
See what I'm saying? How Ciroc put it? Wine is good, but if you drink it moderately, that means not every day. That means occasionally. You don't have to drink a bottle every day because now your body is connected to it. It wants it. I got scriptures for that to prove it. All right, go ahead.
What life is then to a man that is without wine?
Hey, I agree, but and also I'm a person that don't really drink wine that much. I have a good time without even having wine. But when I have, if I'm drinking, oh yeah, I'm extra hype. I'm extra hype.
I eat Passover.
I love everybody. Hey, if I love you, you're gonna know. If I don't like you, you're gonna know. That's what the wine do to me. So for me, hey, it makes you feel good. It levels. See, I'm already a hyper guy, but when I'm drinking, I'm extra hype. But that's what it is. It's all I'm all full of joy. That's all it is. If I tell you soberly I love you, I may not be as jumpity on you, but when you put some liquor in me and I tell you I love you, you're gonna know. I might be annoying to you, like, come on, man, hey, man, I heard you love me, man. You keep hugging, man. You keep giving me handshakes, all that, man. You keep giving me hugs. I can't help it, man, because I love you. That's how it is. Go ahead.
Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind.
It brings cheerfulness of the mind. It brings happiness. Everybody should want to feel that. But you don't want it, and that's why we go to the bottle when we're mourning, because we're trying to get to that place. But you can't get there. Because you still got an issue that you haven't dealt with soberly. You have put your sober situation to the side, and you ran to a bottle that's going to take you to another place, and all it's going to do is depress you even more. It's not going to make you drink moderately. It's going to make you drink excessively until someone shake you out of it, if you want to be shook out of it. Go ahead.
Kind of. So Rock covered that with the first part, right? Mm-hmm. Why when it said wine measurably drunk and in season, right? It's a time for it. It's a time for it. You know what I'm saying? And the time for it during mourning, it's a dangerous time. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something that we was kind of embedded in our spirits, even from our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? We probably drink on a normal just because of that old spirit of being in captivity. Mm-hmm. It's just there. So this is why our people drink and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? When you don't know anything about regeneration and things like that, once you come to learn these things and you just look at our people, and you'll look like, hey man, your life ain't nothing really wrong with your life. You know what I'm saying? You make enough money, you come from a good family, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Why you want to waste your time drinking? You know what I'm saying? And not even realizing that your spirit was in hard bondage. Probably got threw off one of them slave ships. Mm-hmm. Don't even know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a dangerous thing, and that's what is being said here.
Because this is, and that mourning goes back to like, hey, I lost my job. I don't know what to do. So I need to go to the store and go buy me some liquor. You get your last paycheck and you blow it all on liquor. And this is the paycheck that you could use for access to go ahead and pay some bills, just to get ahead a little bit, to stay afloat for a minute. You're not thinking about that right now. You're worried about that wine because you're trying to shake the issue right away. That's why you don't put your trust in these objects on this earth. You don't put your trust in man. Because man gonna disappoint you everywhere you go. Yep. I don't care how close you are to the person. He's going to disappoint you. Maybe one day out of your life. But what you gonna do? You're gonna go to the bottom? That's your first scapegoat? because you want to go get drunk. And then, like the brother Debach said, look around you. Our people are drink because they're depressed. They have no spirit. They have no knowledge. They don't even, that's what they care about. When is the liquor store going to reopen again? They sit at the liquor stores all day, cleaning up just to get a bottle. I'll pump your gas just to get a bottle. Hey, a lot of these homeless they don't even want no food. They want a bottle. Or they want some drugs. These are fixes. A quick fix for the depression. This is mentally mourning, physically mourning, and spiritually dead. You dead off the wine. Go ahead.
Verse 29. But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind.
Because now you sit up there, you start thinking about what. Let's go into this. If you got a problem with your brother, got a problem with your sister, y'all never resolved the issue. So when you're by yourself, you start cracking up that bottle, and now you're sitting up there talking to yourself, laid back.
Should have said this.
Yup. Hey, man, you say that again, man. Buddy, I'm a smack you. Start laughing to yourself. You being crazy. And then you looking at a wall, acting like the person is there, or you go in the mirror and be like, you talking to nobody, but that's what liquor make you do. It brings imaginations to your mind. Now you're the tough guy now. But you wasn't that tough guy when that person said that to you.
And it's just and then you can look at it in this way. You know, that's the wicked spirit rose up. Absolutely. It done grew enough balls now to talk to the righteous spirit.
Absolutely. Right.
So you, even though you look crazy talking to yourself, no, it's the wicked spirit talking to that righteous spirit.
Absolutely.
And it's literally letting you know, hey, next time this mother come up to you, and you better knock him out.
God.
That's what it's doing, man.
And you don't even know that's a grieving way of dealing with anger. You're grieving in anger. That's what I'm saying. Don't think mourning only comes when you die, when a loved ones die. It comes in with situations. You're grieving at the point that you couldn't say something. You're so mad about it, or you're so sad about the situation, but you couldn't confront the situation. So you grab a bottle and start confronting, looking in the mirror, trying to confront yourself. You're confronting yourself. That's what he said. That spirit is looking right at you in your eyes. It's like you playing the devil right here and the angel. You're looking at yourself in the mirror like, what you gonna do? He just punked you. You need to go grab that gun and let him know what you about. You too soft. You came in this truth. And now they thinking you a Jesus. You a Jesus softy. You Jesus softy. You ain't tough. So now you want to go improve yourself because you're mourning over stupidity. Because you don't do what Leviticus 19-17 tells you. Pull your brother to the side. Have a conversation. Let it be a one-on-one and fix it. Don't go to a bottle and let that be your Leviticus 19-17. Come to him. Come to that thing, that spirit that's all in that bottle. All right?
Didn't even think about this too. Just what do we always say? One of the, you know what I'm saying? Black people don't say it as much to other black people too much, like unless you're on the job. But what do we always say? First thing you walk into the job, good morning. You literally telling somebody, hey, it's good that you're mourning, that you're in mourning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not even realizing it. We literally put a spirit on ourselves by using this English language that we use. Don't even realize it. Just by simply saying good morning. It's putting the spirit on the brother. This is why you'll start off cheerful. But next thing you know, hey, you feeling depression. You know what I'm saying? Especially you at work, you don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that spirit of mourning comes over you. You know what I'm saying? And it's literally just by being trained in Esau's system, by him telling us, hey, this is what you say when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? When you first get to your job, you tell them good morning. And now these spirits just float. It's just they're all around the workplace. It's everywhere. No matter what kind of job you got, no matter if you're in customer service, customers coming in, good morning. That spirit, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm. All right, finish that 29 out.
Verse 29, I'm starting from the top.
Uh,
But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with brawling and quarreling.
you want to fight and you're arguing. That's all you get when you deal with a drunk.
Yeah.
Especially when the brother is mourning or a sister mourning, you can't really relax them, you know, especially when they're already there. They will overtalk you. They will tell you you're wrong. And they will also say, I ain't drunk. I'm good. But you know, when you in your right mind, you're like, no, you're not. So the advice to do when you're dealing with a drunk like that, you gotta let him be. Because you don't want to keep stabbing and jerking. You see where he at, or you see where she's at. You gotta let them be. And especially when they're mourning, you have to understand. You have to put some compassion behind that. You can't be, why you acting like that? Why you doing all that? You ain't making it no better. You have to bring compassion. This is the fruit of the spirit's got to kick in now.
That's right down for two.
God. So you can't do that. You got to relax. Deal with a brother that's drunk. Deal with a sister that's drunk. And know where the issues. They lost a job. They lost a loved one. Have compassion. Don't be like, you stupid. You just drinking your life away. That's not helping the issue. That's what we do. We love to kick somebody when they down. And so we can feel good to judge them and condemn them instead of doing compassion and love. Go ahead, read that, bro.
Verse 30. Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool till he offend. It diminisheth strength and maketh wounds.
It creates problems. It creates separation. It creates division. I don't want to hear what you got to say, so don't call me until I tell you, or I'll call you. Now you messing up relationships because the mourning has taken over. You can't get over that situation, right? So we're going to hold it. We're going to drop from there. We don't need to go.
That's what I was talking about.
Verse 31, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 31. Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine.
Right? So you ain't got to correct him where he at. Just sometimes be an ear to listen. Sometimes you ain't got to say nothing. Just listen and see where he at. Go ahead.
And despise him not in his mirth.
Right? Don't despise him when he's going through his situation. Right? Don't say that he's so wrong and she's so wrong. And like I said, you stupid. You don't need to be doing all this. You drinking your life away. You should only start saying that when you see it's consistently happening. When you're like, hey, you need to slow down. You drinking your life away. And I know, and you got to build them up with encouraging words. Like, you better than that, man. Hey, I know you not to be doing that because, hey, the reason why I'm here is because of your strength. The reason why we're cool is because of what I paid attention to you when we grew up. It's stuff like that. Give them encouragement. You don't need to be like, oh, you weak, man. You letting that, because that's what Israel do. We take on everything and make it to a tough task. We got to be hard and everything. Somebody died, oh, I'm straight. Man, hey, you don't see no tears coming out of my face.
Right.
We so cool and hard. We be acting like, man, that nothing, we're unstoppable. Like, hey, man, it is what it is. What you mean it is what it is? If it is what it is, then won't you be yourself again? Why you got bottles everywhere? If it is what it is. You don't need that. Why you overeating? I'll come there. Yeah, I'll come over to see a brother, and he's a glutton, and he got shades. It's all dark in his house, but there's food everywhere. Brother don't even eat like that. Turn into a fat boy because he's in mourning. Those spirits of mourning, you can't play with that. Go ahead with that, bro.
Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink.
Right. You don't want to press not upon him, urging him to drink. You want to make sure, like, hey, man, just stay away from it. And don't force people to drink. Don't put people in forced positions to drink. Because if you don't say anything, you're really making them go ahead and do what he got to do. Sometimes you have to say the right words, and they got to be kind. Don't match his tone. Don't match her tone. All right. Now give me Isaiah 5:11. Man, that spirit of mourning is bigger than you think it is. Sometimes we don't even think about mourning, but we be mourning every day, more than you know. That's a big thing, part of our lives is mourning. Because we gonna, man, family, friends, whatever. We're gonna mourn. All right.
All right, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till wine inflame them.
See, that's what happens when you're mourning, right? You be drinking at night. You drunk like about 5 bottles, and you had a couple shots. You passed out drunk. You laid on the floor, throwing up all whatever the case is. You wake up. You don't even know what happened. You just see bottles everywhere. Now you go into the refrigerator and got another one. Now you drinking in the morning. You don't even realize you're doing it, because that morning spirit blinds you. You're thinking, hey, you still thinking you in the truth when you wake up all passed out drunk and you about to grab another bottle and you say, oh, praise to the Most High. I'm still in the truth, man. I'm good. I read my scriptures. You haven't read in a while, because you've been drinking your life away. Right? You don't even come to Sabbath classes because you used to, but when you start mourning, hey, you take a little break. It's just a little break. That little break can become something else. A longer time, a longer separation, because who got a hold of you? The spirit of the wine. They got you.
This script is twofold. Because when it's in the morning, that's when your body needs it. Now your body really needs it. I need this drink. I can't function without this drink. Because now you drink so much. When they say you drink in the morning, you need it now. You need this wine to function. Because now you depend on this bottle so much, now you need it. And people don't think that I could just put this bottle out anytime. But once your body get used to it, now your body is looking for it. You're going to have them shakes every morning. Oh, I just gotta have that drink, because now your body looking for it. Get help, seek help before that even happen. If you see yourself drinking too much, seek help quick and fast, because you keep doing that, down that path is a dark, lonely path, and the last thing is death. Because if you got somebody in your circle willing to help you, sit down with you to get you through what you need to get through, listen to that person, because that person trying to lead you down the right path, because they see the light in you to get you off of this bottle, because they see the good in you. They not trying to lead. They don't want you to go down that wrong path. They not trying to lead you down the wrong direction. They trying to lead you down the right path, because they probably done seen it before, or they probably lived it before. My life, I've seen it thousands of times that this stuff happening. And then at the end, it's not a good ending, because after a while, they done lost their house, their car, they done lost everything, because this bottle made them lose it. Because they drinking so much, they don't even have a clear mind to think. What everything's going on, like my college said, they wake up like, oh, what happened? I did what? I did what? No, I didn't. Because you have no memory of it, because you drunk and passed out. This is what's wrong with our people. We quick to run to that bottle instead of quick to run to a close friend or something to help us out, to get us out of this mess.
Well said.
Now, verse 12. And the harp and the viol and the tabret and the pipe and the wine are in their feast, but they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operation of his hands.
And that's what happens, man. You go ahead, you start, now you want to get out and party. You want to shake this stuff off, man. So you get like, hey, I've been locked in this house for a while. I got to get out. And guess what? Guess what's coming with you? The bottle. You're not leaving the bottle at home. And so, hey, and this is the thing. Sometimes you may leave a bottle at home. You're fooling yourself, right? Now you at the bar where you can buy more liquor.
On the 7th.
Exactly, on the Sabbath. You know, and now you're partying, right? Because you want that wine. But it says, but they regard not the work of the Lord. And not the work of the Lord is cast your cares. God saying, hey, when you're going through things, come to me. He can handle it. But we ain't thinking about God. We worrying about that. Get me out of this mourning right now. That's why we drink excessively, because we're mad at God because he won't remove the mourning right away. So we got to take more to drink than more to drink. And we're literally in action cursing God. We're upset because because he's not taking that mourning away. But guess what you're doing? He's keeping it there because you're not applying the scriptures. You're gonna mourn day in and day out until you apply the scriptures. You gotta fight that battle with the scriptures. You gotta fight that battle by being around like-minded people with the scriptures. You gotta congregate. And then when you got brothers that say we having a Sabbath gathering, and let's just say, or a feast day, and let's just say the brother mourning, and we know that the situation, and we may not bring out the bottles like that right now because we know where he at. Don't be a fool and be like, it's a feast day, so we can crack the bottles. What we got to do? No, that's not showing compassion to your brother if you know what he's hurting on. You know what's demonizing him. Why are you going to help bring those demons and bring them out? Because now you got him there, and then now everybody, yeah, look, he was lit. Now you got a lot to say. You could have stopped it. Right? Go ahead.
Therefore, my people are going into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
Because captivity makes you want to get you a drink. Right? Therefore, my people are going into captivity because they have no knowledge. You walk, like we said earlier, you're going back and down these streets, you got no knowledge. Captivity's got the best of you. So what ended up happening says, and their honorable men are famished. The honorable men is the older men. The men that have the wise men. The true priests that's supposed to be teaching the young and everybody else. They're famished because they are going off the bottle. They've been mourning for almost 80 years to the point where they have never gotten over captivity, family, or whatever the case may be. They never gotten over that. And then it says, neither consider the Salaki. It says, and their multitude dried up with thirst. It's dried up with no knowledge. No knowledge, no wisdom. It's dried up. So can another man tell another brother, what thus says the Lord? Because our men are going, walking down the street, mourning all day long on the bottom. Go ahead.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure.
That's why our people are looking the way we are. We look like hell out here. Black people. Hey, when do you see a bunch of Chinese drunk men at the liquor store? You ain't gonna see one. You ain't gonna see a drunk Chinese man at the liquor store unless you maybe go to China, but not here in America. I haven't seen one yet. Not in the hood. They even be in our hood. They be in our neighborhood selling us rats. Rats and noodles. But you don't see them. When did the last time you see a Chinese man pump gas? They don't even go nowhere near those stores or where liquor is at, seem like. Chinese people, only people you see every day at the liquor store is black people. Because of the mourning we go through. Captivity is a mourning. Seeing your brother next to you is a mourning when you see him oppressed. That's a mourning. Seeing your people homeless, that's mourning. And that's why you can understand why he goes to the bottle. But as us that's woken, we need to teach that. Stay away from that. Because the law, statutes, and commandments to get you drunk in the right way. The wine that they made in this day is not the same wine what was back then. This is all kind of stuff that's in this thing. All kind of spirits in that thing. Right? So go ahead and finish that off.
And their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
You're gonna descend in it because the fact that you love drinking, and you're gonna fall right into it because you enjoy it. You feeling like that's your escape, right? So let's keep it going. Let's give me Proverbs 23 and 29. We'll move it up a little bit faster than what it is, because I got a lot more to go. Proverbs 23, 29, and 35.
29 and 35, or
29 through 35.
So it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, starting at verse 29. Who hath woe?
Who have destruction?
Who hath sorrow?
Who has mourning?
Who hath contentions?
Who has, when they're mourning, who's upset?
Who hath babbling?
Who talks too much when they're mourning and they're drinking?
Who hath wounds without cause?
Mess around, you get into a fight and you don't even know how you got those wounds on you. Because you're drunk. Go ahead.
Who hath redness of eyes?
Because you've been drinking too much. Right? Go ahead.
They that tarry long at the wine. They that go to seek mixed wine.
So, hold on. Say that again.
It's like it. They that tarry long at the wine. They that go to seek mixed wine.
So what they do, they sit there and watch the wine. You got a bottle here, bottle there, bottle there. And then they want to be like, hey, man, let me get some of that Ciroc. Matter of fact, give me that hen dog, too. You know what I'm saying? I want to pour them both in there. Because, you know, like the Bible said earlier, being proud. I can handle that, man. I can mix dark and light, man. That will show you what I can do.
It's that incredible hump. Hypnotic with that Hennessy.
Right, and you can put a little tip of juice in there. Go ahead.
Look not thou upon the wine when it is red.
Don't be looking at it like, oh, that looks so good. Because when you're alcoholic, or when you're a mourning alcoholic, what ends up happening is all wine looks good. It looks so tempting. I just need that in me. The temptation of it. Go ahead.
When it giveth his color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright.
When it be all looking good, like those commercials, they give you that Sprite commercial, and it look like everything looks so good. You see the drop of the water coming down off the bottom. You be so tempting. You be like, oh, I want that. It just moves so right. It looks so good that I know when I drink this, it's going to go well for me. Go ahead.
At the last, it biteth like a serpent and stingeth like an adder.
Because now when you're done drinking, and now you're drunk, now you feeling like, oh, man, I got to throw up. You feel like you about to throw up. Keep drinking. That's going to lead to alcohol poison. Because you're mourning. All you have to do is relax, take a day at a time. When you're mourning and you're used to drinking all the time, you want to take a day at a time to leave it alone. You can't just, I'm done today, and then you're fooling yourself for tomorrow. You have to really take your time. And that means you got to put yourself in action. You can't be idle no more, because the idleness will get you into idolatry. It becomes now, the bottle becomes your idol. That is your God, right? Got to be careful with that. Go ahead.
So
Can't even breathe 32 again.
at the last, it biteth like a serpent.
So when that empty that bottle, now it bites you like a serpent. Now you're looking for some more. Go ahead.
And stingeth like an adder.
So now you're like, dang, I ain't got no more. When you go to the store and get some more. Because now it's all good. When it's all good, then that bottle gone, you just like, that pain and worry is still there. Like, dang, I'm still worried. I need to go get another one. It's never going to go away until you get the right solution for your problem, what's going on. These scripts is the medicine that you need to get overcome your trouble, your sorrow, your worries. It's the scripts. That's what's going to get you over that. And that bottle ain't going to do nothing but keep you in your sorrow. Keep getting you the white man, whoever owned that, richer. They not gonna help you. They gonna continue to give you that bottle. Here you go.
Yeah.
I hear your problems.
This one
You
on
want
me.
another one, yeah?
Right.
Keep getting you another one. Keep getting you another one. Oh yeah, he drunk. They didn't want you to talk now. They can reveal you more. Oh yeah. Here you go. They'll keep filling you up that wine because you keep giving them that money. They don't care if you fall down and die. They go, oh, there's another one there. We're gonna find another one. That wine's still gonna be here and you be passed out and gone. So we gotta open our mind clearly before we run to that bottle. Because when it said 31, sometimes wine is not good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I give it to the wine drinkers. Some of the wines is terrible. And I don't see how they drink it, especially them dry wines.
Me some wine.
Yeah, I can't get down with it. But I'm on track. But when you drink, you gotta drink in adoration, but moderation. Don't drink in excessive. Drink in moderation. Drink when you're around your family members, you're having a good time. Don't drink when you by yourself. I'm gonna drink this bottle so I don't get drunk and pass out, wake back up and do it again. Don't do it drink when joyful occasions. When it's a good time, so you be married and have a good time. Don't drink to get drunk.
And I just want to jump on that with 32. Like I said, at the last, it bites like a serpent. You know what I'm saying? And that last could be when you wake up. You don't know. And not even a hangover, because sometimes it's not even a hangover. I've had plenty of occasions where I woke up the next day and I didn't have a hangover, but just I wake up and I know I'm sitting there and you're just depressed. Like ain't nobody do nothing to you the night before. You had a good night the night before. You know what I'm saying? It literally can be from celebrating one of the feast days. I just sit there and I just feel just depressed. You know what I'm saying? And it made me think, I'm like, well, this is how people become alcoholics.
Yeah.
Because you have a good time, you wake up, you feel depressed because of the different spirits that come from the wine and the strong drink. And then you feel like depression, so you go get another bottle and you keep piling on. You piling on more spirits and more spirits. And next thing you know, you're drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why the Most High literally gives us work to do. You know what I'm saying? On the Shabbat, we are to worship Him, separate this day from all other days. On this day, it has to be different. All of that stuff you do Monday, Sunday through Friday, hey, it's separate on this day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we have to literally keep that and give Him all the praise, honor, and glory. All right, so verse 33. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things.
Because what ended up happening is like, hey, you start drinking, right? Let's take it back to verse 32. You all jacked up. You know, you like that song DJ Quick on Tonight's the Night when it said,
Oh.
I heard you weren't drinking no more. Like, yeah, right. But as soon as they come, we're doing the same old thing tonight. You see what I'm saying? You know why he wasn't drinking no more? Because in the song it said he was early. He was throwing up. He was feeling all hurt. That's why that 32 kicks in. You all jacked up. You all hurt. You're aching. You gotta take some aspirin.
Yeah.
But then guess what? You're back at it again. Thine eyes shall behold strange women. Now you're looking at now you're looking at
Other nations.
other nations. Chinese women, you don't even that these big women start looking good to you if you're not attracted to big women.
Hey, that's the what's the name? The little Christian T-Pain.
Yeah.
Take one more drink.
Right.
I ain't gonna sing the rest.
Right.
I know.
If you're not attracted to whoever you're not attracted to, they become the most beautiful thing in your eyes.
I think I had that one night. I woke up and I ain't drinking no more. I done threw up, was all toe up, called the wrong number. I'm like, hello? I was jacked up. I'm like, no, I ain't doing this no more.
You utter for your heart, utter perverse things.
Man, I was jacked. I ain't gonna lie, I was jacked. I don't even know how I got home. That's how Jacko was. And the next day, my brother, like, hey, here you go. I'm like, no, I'm good. That's how Jacko. Like, no. Then after a couple days later, oh yeah, give me that bottle. I was like, right there.
Right.
So
That happens. And that happens because like you're over drinking because you're mourning over something. You know? So now these strange women starting to be a diamond in the rough to you in your eye. And then you just want to lay down with them and you don't even realize what's going on.
Hey, and imagine this is what was going on in the wilderness. That's why Moses literally had to tell him, "Hey man, just divorce him." He's probably getting drunk, marrying, whatever.
Moses.
I don't like her.
She don't look like what she thought. She's unclean. Halfway drunk.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, man, the Bible is real. This is reality. This is what our people deal on a daily basis. This is a monster that we see. When we got that bottle was a monster when you're mourning. That's just that simple as that. You're going to go through a whole lot of issues with that mourning. All right, go ahead.
Verse 34. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast.
You know what that is? That's like you drinking too much. You know, like when we just left the Passover, right? And the boat was steady. We going side to side. We going for like we in the sea, right? So we feeling that motion sickness kicking in. That's what drunkenness do to you, man. You start getting you get seasick because you got too much of that poison in your body. You drink it in moderation, not excessively.
Your head spinning, like I say. Head spinning. I was sitting there laughing, man. I was laughing. I called my wife in there, and I'm like, I don't know if you wonder why I'm laughing, but I'm just sitting. I don't know why. In my head, this thought came in. I'm like, it's a crazy thing to be drunk, and then you got to do number two. You literally on the toilet, your head spinning, and it's literally doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is what your head is inside your head. It's literally like you in the midst of the sea.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You literally,
you feel like
your room spinning, it's waving back and forth, but you literally sitting still.
God, absolutely.
And one time I thought that room was spinning. I put my foot on the floor like, it ain't moving. It'll get you there.
God. And this is spiritually too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You are spiritually off. Yeah. Off. Exactly. Give me that quick. Isaiah, is it drunken with wine but not with wine?
That's
Isaiah 28, 29.
Yeah.
One of them. Might be like in the 13th. Isaiah 28, 29, around that area.
Yeah.
You got it? Go ahead, bring it out.
Proverbs.
No, you want Isaiah when you say drunk with wine.
You in Proverbs.
Oh, shoot, my bad. I thought it was in Isaiah.
Right? Because that's what happens. You spiritually. You know what I'm saying? You spiritually drunken with different doctrines. So guess what? Also what that does to you?
Right.
It brings mourning. Because you don't know which way to go. You're wavering back and forth, and then you know what else that brings? That brings confusion. So guess what ended up happening? I need a drink. Because everything don't make sense to me no more. Go ahead, give me that.
This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 9. Stay yourself and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
They're drunken, but not with wine. They're spiritually drunk. They're spiritually mourning for the truth. They're spiritually mourning. They want to believe that Christ is black, but they've spiritually been taken from their family to believe that, hey, he's white. Who cares? Color don't matter. The laws is done away with. You don't have to worry about the law. You can't live by the law. So you spiritually drunkenness. So guess what? A lot of our people, man, guess what? Drinking in confusion. Got to pop up for a bottle. They're spiritually drunk and literally drunk. All right, go back to Proverbs again.
All right, Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 35. They have stricken me. Shalt thou say, and I was not sick?
So that means that somebody whooped you. You messed around, slept with somebody's wife because you messed with strange women. Somebody whooped on you because you're so drunk you don't even know what happened. Go ahead.
They have beaten me.
They what?
They have beaten me.
Beat the mess out of them. Go ahead.
And I felt it not.
You didn't feel nothing because you be so numb, you so drunk.
Yeah.
You don't even remember. This is like when a man or a woman get into an accident and they drunk, they can hit so hard and they don't feel nothing. But the person that's not drunk, they be the first one that may be injured or die.
Yeah.
They don't feel nothing. But go ahead.
When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again.
Hey, I'm gonna go right back to it again. This is what happened when you're dealing with a mourning spirit. It helps you come back to that bottom, right? All right, give me Psalms 34 and 18. That morning, hey, I'm telling you. And maybe this is a blessing why I don't drink. I grew up around men and women that drink. And I thank God that, because, they say that's an hereditary thing. And I thank God that it didn't hit me, because I can name almost half of my family that did it, and I can name one person that died over drinking. Or I got family members that's sick because of drinking.
Yep.
So I thank God that it wasn't my type of tea. I would drink it, but can't nobody. These brothers will tell you, they can't force me to drink. If I don't want to drink, I'm like, nope. It's very rare you will catch me drinking. And I do it because I want to, not because I'm forced, not because I'm mourning. Because, hey, I mourned when I lost a brother of mine. That helped me show me what this truth was about. My mourning wasn't the bottom. My mourning was isolation. I wanted to be away from everybody. And thank God for my wife. She made more sense to say, you know what? You need to go out there and take a walk. Because I was mourning for like 3 days. And didn't even realize it. I wasn't cutting the grass when the grass needed to be cut. I left it hanging. I didn't realize it. But my wife was like, hey, go out there and take a walk. That ain't even my thing to do at that time. I ain't taking a walk. What's a walk for? But I took heed of that. Hey, you might right. And I took that walk because I was praying. And it was still there. Once I took that walk and I prayed, it went away. I can't even tell you that it came back in that kind of way. It just built me up to be stronger. Because I even questioned myself. Wow, is I'm in the truth because that brother was in the truth? Because I was mourning. Now you're questioning everything. You're questioning why you in the truth. You're questioning why God won't take this away from me. He said he would, but how come it's not happening? You're questioning everything. And you don't even realize you're being upset of the Father. So you have to relax your mind and be around like-minded brothers, and you have to stay in the scriptures. That keeps you focused. All right, give me that again, Psalms 18. Psalms 34, 18.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 18. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart.
He's with you when you're going through this situation. Your broken heart is when you're losing someone. Your broken heart is when you can't get over your illness. Your broken heart is when you can't pay your bills. Your broken heart is when you can't come around everybody and everybody don't feel like you don't feel accepted from your family members. Everybody rejects you. That's a broken heart. Right? Go ahead.
And saveth such as be of a contrite spirit.
Uh-huh.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all.
He will deliver you out of all that, out of all the things you go through. If you put that bottle down, if you come to the point where you want to go ahead and start congregating, when you want to be around like-minded brothers, when you want to start fellowshipping, when you start wanting to read the scriptures, when you want to start looking at videos again, or whatever the case may be, that kept your hunger for the Most High. That's what you got to do. Right? So go ahead. That's it. Give me Philippians. Now we're going to go into the things that. No. Let's hold that. Let's go to what one of our forefathers went through. Let's go to Genesis 19. Because now we've got to bring some examples. because we went through things that what the scriptures uplifted us. But you know what we got to do now? We got to find out how did our forefathers go when they were going through their mourning, right? So let's start at Genesis 19. Start at verse 24.
It's the book,
Go ahead.
it's the book of Genesis, chapter 19, starting at verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven.
All right, so we already know the story. We ain't got to really break the story down. It's time for Lot and them to get out of this land, right? Go ahead.
And overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
All right, so we have a lot of situations why she looked back. But I'm going to go up. Let's go up, I say, is it, let me see, let's go up to 18. Go where he started talking to his brother-in-laws. I'm trying to find that real quick. I mean, his son-in-laws. What is that? Is it verse?
Well, who's talking to this?
Lot. Go to the men and the land said Lot. All right, go. Yeah, the son-in-laws. We want to go to son-in-law.
What's son-in-law?
Go. Read verse 11. You see. Start at verse 11.
These the angels.
No. Read verse 11. Start at 11.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door.
Because these men was trying to get in there. These men that was in Sodom and Gomorrah, they was trying to get in there and go ahead and get these angels. They was trying to have sex with these angels. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place.
So Lot had son-in-laws, right? He had daughters that was with these son-in-laws, right? So with them, they had to be like, hey, bring your family out of this land. Well, go ahead.
For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord hath sent us to destroy it.
So the angels will say, hey, get your family out of here, because we about to destroy it, right? So go ahead. Now read verse 14.
And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters.
So these son-in-laws that married his daughters, he's telling them like, hey, get your stuff together. They about to destroy this place. This place is about to go, right? God about to destroy it like he gonna do America, right? With fire and brimstones, nuclear warheads. Go ahead.
And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
So his son-in-law like, man, you crazy. Ain't about to, hey, look, man, God ain't destroyed it before. We heard about the flood, but he's not about to do it. He might about to destroy it again, man. Come on, Lot, wake up, man. He ain't about to do nothing. That's what our people do, man, when we even talk to him in the street. We're warning you and say, hey, wake up from your mourning.
And being arrogant because they probably knew that story and they knew the promise that the Most High made. So they're like, he ain't finna do that again.
Absolutely.
He ain't gonna do it again.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So we do that because our people are in mourning. Mourning to captivity, mourning through losses, mourning through everything. So we're drunken in spirit and physical, and literally, physically walking around with a bottle in our hand. So guess what? Going back, Lot tells his son-in-laws, hey, you got to leave, and they mock him. But now go back to verse 26.
All right, verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
Now, guess what just happened? Now, this is when you see the grieving spirit kicks in. So bombs, fire, all that's destroying everything in Sodom and Gomorrah. She's hearing the yelling. She's hearing the things that they leaving. You got to think, man. You was a rich man. You a rich man. You got to bring your family out of this land. You got to leave your house behind. You got to leave your cattle behind. And the only thing Lot probably took was a little bit of money, and you know he took some wine. He had to take that wine because, hey, mourning is coming. Depression is coming. It's on its way. He understands that. Angel saying, you got to get out of here because we're about to destroy this place. You don't think that when it's time comes that you're going when the time comes and when it's time for the Most High to destroy this place, that your loved one's going to be here burnt up if you make it to the wilderness? Then you don't think depression's going to kick in? You don't think that mental illness is going to kick in? You don't think that all these things that you warned the people that you said you better repent or you're going to die, and then that day really comes that they're still here about to be burnt up? That's that mourning. This is why Yahweh said he's going to wipe away our tears because we're going to be mourning. It's going to be a lot of depression. It's going to be a lot of sadness, but we got to keep on pushing. We got to endure it. We got to endure this thing. See, when she looked back, she's worried about the past. She's worried about what was back there. Her brothers-in-laws is there. Her son-in-laws was there. They seeing her maybe had babies or something like that. We don't know. We don't know the full story. They only put down what they wanted to put down in the scripture. But your son-in-law is back there. But guess what? The daughters, and maybe he had more daughters. Maybe more daughters that was with those son-in-laws got killed. And the ones that was with Lot that stayed with his house probably wasn't married. We don't know. Only God knows. But just understand that family got killed. So this is the beginning of mourning. Go ahead.
And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar, and dwelt in the mountain, and his daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, and his two daughters.
Think about that. Is that not a depression moment? You leave from a beautiful home, a rich land. Think about that. You really think about that. You leaving from a beautiful place that God gave to you and Abraham to split. Everything is going fine, but then you living in a time of Sodom and Gomorrah, where it's homosexuals and stuff.
And let me add this, and then you keep going. He went to live like Esau. In the cave.
In the cave. And you know, hey, that's the thing. He didn't want to go to the cave at first. He said, take me over to that small town. He's like, take me to the small town. And the angel said, hey, just hurry up and leave and go to the plain. But when he went to that small town in Zoar, he wasn't welcome there. So that's why he had to go to the cave, where it was a little bit safe. Like you said, he's living as a homeless man. From a rich man to a homeless man, and you lost your wife. And you got two daughters, and you don't think your daughters are mourning? Go ahead. Let's go ahead. Mourning make you do some crazy things. We're gonna show some mourning in here.
I was just about to say. Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old.
This is mourning talking.
And there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
That's madness. Because for one, you gotta, and honestly, I want you to don't put judgmental things on this situation. You have to put your foot in their shoes. You don't know what they were going through. You don't have no idea what they're going through. Think about, because this mourning is taking over. They don't even got no more hope and faith for the Most High that He's going to make a way for them. That's what happens when you're mourning. You're feeling like you got this. You're taking the wheel and God is sitting in the back. You can't control the wheel. They're looking at it as, hey, there's no men here for us. We ain't going to be able to bring a new lineage in this earth. We're not going to bring people in this earth. So we're going to have to use our Father. This is a mourning decision because you just lost your mama. And then you got to think about Lot lost his wife, his land. And guess what? He had to bring the bodies because he's mourning. He's drinking, and he's drinking all the way to the tea. And he don't even realize that he's sleeping with his own daughters because they got him there. All right, hit 33.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna need to try to find the script, but right here, when it literally just says what literally gave them that thought, it was the drinking.
Absolutely.
They was literally drinking wine. They sitting back drinking wine, and they think they are the only ones on the earth. They ain't even went nowhere else. They in the cave talking about they're the only ones on the earth.
Right.
Hey, that wine, too much of it make you start thinking crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
33.
33. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
They're doing this because they're mourning. This is the only way you're going to do something stupid like that is because you're going through something and you feel like you got it under control. The wine is taking over. That's what it is. The wine is taking over.
Mm-hmm. And see where it said, they said he perceived not. Like it said, what was that in Isaiah? When it said, hey, you don't even know that you did it.
Absolutely.
you don't know that you did it. You had so much. Yeah, he probably had some strong moonshine. Right. Being in the cave.
Absolutely.
Had that strong moonshine. He don't even know what's going on. Yep.
You got to think, man. You will be mourning too. You lost all your property, your riches, your wife or your husband. You'll be mourning too. We can't be so quick to judge them at that situation because it looks jacked up, but this is what happens when we do things, when we mourn. We do some jacked up things, not even realizing it. And this is another jacked up part about it. Jump down to verse 37 and 38. Read those two.
Verse 37. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
Mm-hmm.
And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ammi. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Hey, and when you go to, Deuteronomy 23, where it talks about Moab and Ammon, Moab is not going to be in a congregation.
Yeah.
So, look what you just created. You thinking that you was going to bring some righteous children in here. That mourning got you twisted. You got some big, ugly retard babies, and God is not accepted because they incest.
Wait, read it.
Go ahead, read that. The mongoloid looking, flat face looking weirdos.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 3. And Ammonites or Moabites shall not enter in the congregation of the Lord.
Incest.
Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever.
No matter what they do, they're not entering in the congregation. This was a mourning decision. You did a mourning decision. You drunk the wine, and the wine made you bring out some two retards. And they had never entered the congregation. Just that simple. Because you know why? You didn't wait on the Most High. That was not your decision to make. It was God's decision. He knows what's best. We think we know better than God, especially when we mourn. We know nothing. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and thy soul. Lean not to your own understanding.
what they did.
Exactly what they did.
What's that, man? Later, wicked.
God. So we already see how Lot handled that. Lot went to the bottom. So guess what? We learned that from our forefathers. When we do this, we make dumb decisions, not righteous decisions. You lose someone, you got to stay in these scriptures. You lose someone, go to a brother that's in need, that you know that can uplift you. You lose someone, come to these Sabbath classes. You lose someone, do some more studying. Don't go to the bottom. All right, now let's go to Job. Give me chapter 1, start at verse. May start at 6. Let me see.
So moral of the story is real. Slow down on the wine if you get retard babies.
Hey, that's that scripture where it says you wake up drinking with strange women. You be so drunk, you mess around, you drink, you sleeping with your own father. The scriptures got everything to back up everything, man. These is all true, man. Man, is that the Psalms, right?
Job.
Yeah, Job after Psalms, right?
Yeah.
Or before Psalms?
Before Esther.
Okay, con. Before, yeah, got you. Got the mic over.
After Esther, before Psalms.
All right, got you. So let's start at verse. Start at verse 6. Let's start at verse 6, then we're gonna skip up to 13.
It's the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
So we know the story. You know, this is the time. Mourning is about to begin again. You're about to go into another mourning stage with one of our forefathers. But we're gonna see how he reacted in his mourning. Go ahead. Start at verse 13.
And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house.
Uh-huh.
And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Now your money gone right now. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. That's just like what we see today. We make the wrong investments. Money gone out the blue because we make the wrong investments. But in this situation, Job had nothing to do with anything. Job was just living his life. Living his life, praising the Most High, doing everything that he's supposed to do what was right, to be a forefather figure for us to see today. Right? Well, go ahead.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is falling from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Your sacrifices is gone, right? Your money is gone, right? So now now you in a situation, because at that time, this is how we can make it right with God, in a way, through sacrifices. So all your animals is going to do the sacrifices. If you broke law or whatever, that's gone. Now look what you at. Now you're like, oh shoot, my sacrifices is gone, my money is gone, my food, all that, right? Go ahead.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Now you ain't got no transportation.
Took his rings.
Took everything from you, man. Because all you was doing was praising the Most High. That's all you was doing. You ain't do nothing wrong but praise the Most High. Well, go ahead.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house.
Uh-huh.
And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Now you got another whammy. Now your children has died. What would you do? lost your money, you lost your sacrifices, you lost your food, you lost property, you lost your transportation, you lost your children. You gonna be proud about that? You gonna be like, I'm straight? You're not straight. You can't be straight when all these things are happening to you. This makes you, when you read these things, if you were there, you probably will crack the bottle open. You need a drink. Like, what? What? Another servant? Another servant? Another servant? Telling me I lost cattle, I lost sheep, I lost oxen, I lost my children? Let's see what Job did. Go ahead.
Then Job arose and went and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped.
What did he do?
And worshiped.
He worshiped. See, this is what we need right here. When we get in that mourning spirit, we need to get into that worshiping spirit. Not the drinking spirit. We need to be worshiping. This brother, this is that right there. If you get anything out of this whole verse 20 should teach you and show you something. When I'm going through hell and high water, I need to still worship the Most High. This man tore his hoodie off. Like, man, you got to understand, look at the pain he's going through. I feel him. I lost my children. I lost my wife. I lost my house. I lost everything. And it's just me. I don't know. I know one thing. I need to snap out of it. That's one thing I do know. I know one thing. I need to be a worshiper for the Most High. I need to give him praises just like the praises that I give him when great things is happening. I got to give him praises when mediocre things are happening. I need to give him praises when things look bad and it turns to good.
Thanks, Lucky. Can I read this verse real quick? You can break it down. Just going to chapter 2 in Job, chapter 2, verse 10. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips.
See? Still kept the faith. Wife, all you got right now is your wife. That's all you got. That's your only comfort. She's supposed to be your pillar of rest. And you're going, and we jumped ahead of the scene. He's in sicknesses right now. He's in a sickening mode right now. He's mourning. He got sickness, and your wife tells you, like, hey, curse God. You know why? Because the fact that she's tired of taking care of him.
I got cereal for you. When you saw my meat drop down, praise the Most High, call out to the Most High. Deuteronomy 4, start 29.
Get that. Hold on, let me finish this off.
Okay.
And let's get that Deuteronomy 4. So again, all you got is your supposed to be comfort. But she ain't even comforting you. And you stayed in the spirit. You stayed in the spirit because we said, what? He like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? You got to understand, God is going to give you the good and the evil. This is all about to show your characteristic for yourself to show you where you at. God don't need to know where you at. He already know where you at. He knew you before you came in the womb. He knew all your actions before you thought about the action. So the whole thing is you need to see where you at. And this is where Job at. And guess what? This is another thing. God has even proven to Satan. That tells you that Satan doesn't know everything. Satan only hears what is being presented to him. Satan was the one that said, only reason why you blessing him is because he's praising you because you're blessing him. If Satan knew about Job, Satan, it wouldn't mean nothing for Satan to do this. So this shows you right here, God has proven some of these evil spirits to let them know he faithful. He faithful. No, he ain't. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me destroy and take one of their loved ones and see if he still prays you.
Yeah.
So now you're being challenged by angels and by spirits to see where you at. And God already know what you're gonna do. Now you gotta know what you're gonna do. You have to do what you gotta do if you want to stay in this walk. And that's again what Job did back in 20. He sat on the ground and he worshiped. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 4 and start verse 29.
All right, we're going to Deuteronomy 4, starting at verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shall be obedient unto his voice, for the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he swore unto
So
them.
right there in them verses. This was Job was doing as well. He searched out the Most High in his time of trouble, in his tribulation, because he know the Most High, the one's going to deliver him from his tribulation, not the wine, but the Most High. Because he straight told you, I'm the one going to have you. Don't worry about nothing else. As long as you're doing what I told you to do, as long as you follow my laws, commandments, any trial or tribulation you're going through, I'm going to deliver you from it. Don't worry about what you're going through. Keep your faith. And I want to get you through any trial or tribulation that come your way if you follow my voice.
Calm. I finished that on 21 and 22 in Job.
It's the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 21. And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away.
We have to understand that when we go through mourning, and when we know that we lose a loved one, the Lord has given, and the Lord has taken away. Understand everything on this earth is temporary. Temporary lifestyle, temporary blessings. It's temporary teaching because it's only a temporary time when we're going to stop teaching and we all going to know the laws, but I'll even have to crack these Bibles open. It's all temporary. It's a temporary to even be in this flesh. So you have to understand, when you have a loved one, sometimes you got to understand, especially if they live in righteously. This is, if you want to take a drink for celebration. Especially when they live the righteous life. Because that's the happiness. You can mourn for happiness. And be like, man, I'm only going to drink, take a shot. You know how we do. Pour a little liquor for the homie. We'll do that. Crack a bottle open, we drink something. We having a celebration because the person, we know they live that life for the Most High. And let the stain in your life to understand that I'm not washing that stain. That stain always going to be on me. I don't need a tattoo. I got everything locked in here. Everything is locked in here so I can see the face. I can hear the words. I can remember the words. But everything else, it goes into the master plan of the Father. We have to understand we can't be stingy with the gifts that God gives us. Our wives, our children, or our husbands, whatever the case may be, we can't hold on to them forever. They're here for that time, and hopefully we get them back if we receive the righteousness through the law, statutes, and commandments. If we keep it, we'll get it all back tenfold. Go ahead. Verse 22.
In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly.
So he didn't mourn and foolishly. He worshiped God. That's what he did. All right, so now we're going to get our big brother right here. What did he do in his mourning? Give me Matthew 14. Because, hey, we seen a righteous man, Job, handle his mourning. That's the examples that we need to do. When we are mourning, we see one that went into the bottle that went wrong. Then we see one that did it the right way, that messed around and just worshiped God. Now we're going to see what the Son of God did. So go to chapter 14, start at verse 1.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
At that time, Herod, I always get this word jacked up.
Tetrarch.
It ain't even tetri. All right. At that time, Herod,
Tetrarch, whatever.
All right, the tetrarch heard the fame of Jesus and said unto his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John and bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife."
You see how our people so wicked. They don't even want to believe it's Jesus. They want to say that's John the Baptist. He's anything but the Son of God. He's anything but he's anything but the Son of God. But he was like, that's John the Baptist. Tetra.
For John said unto him, "It is not lawful for thee to have her."
So John always was in the spirit. He told even though they not even in the truth, they not even Israelites. He just like, hey, you know that ain't right that you sleeping with your brother's wife. That made them mad. See, that's one thing about Esau. You correct them on something, they turn red.
Yeah.
Be angry.
Gonna do exactly what you said not to do.
Exactly.
They'll go back to with Jacob and Esau.
God.
Is it his father in there telling Jacob the commandments? Esau standing on the sideline. Standing on the sideline. He told him not to do what? All right, I'm about to go get me a Philistine.
Right.
He against the grain. Been against the grain since day one, man.
Shoot, you standing with the pottage. Hey, I don't want this. Give me that pottage, man. Shoot, I don't want no laws. I don't care about that. I'm hungry. You know? Hey, it's crazy. Go ahead.
All right, verse 5. And when he had put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet.
Right, because he was well loved.
But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod, whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask.
See, it's the only time this wicked Edomite, they mess around and keeping a promise. Go ahead.
And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, "Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger."
It's like, put his head on a plate. Look how wicked that is. They always thinking about death. Just because you're upset because you're not supposed to be, the mother is not supposed to be with him. So they want to, the first thing, I don't like the way he said, so kill him. Go ahead.
And the king was sorry, nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her.
See, that's why us brothers need to pay attention to that. That's why you never let a woman rule over you like that. You're supposed to be the king, and you're taking that oath because you don't want to make her mad. You know good and well that what these people are going to do to you, you already said it, like, I don't want to kill them because they going to be coming after me. But then you hear the woman says it, now you do it.
That's why in Proverbs it literally says, "Hey, give not thy strength to a woman." That's literally what's that, the beginning of Proverbs 31? Give not thy strength to a woman.
Yep, we whipped. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel. And she brought it to her mother.
That's sickening. Mess around, you got his head on a plate. Just to show, like, look what he did. Like, this is a birthday gift. This is crazy. I mean, this is another day for birthday. We didn't even talk about that, but go ahead.
And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told Jesus. And Jesus heard of it. He departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they follow him on foot out of the city.
So Christ had to leave for a minute. Sometimes that's what you need to do. When you hear you lose a loved one that you care so much and all the memories you have, take a step back and move away for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You need some time for yourself. You need to register what's going on. Even though Christ knew what was going to happen, but you got to think about it. He's still in his feelings.
He in his flesh too.
Absolutely.
He in his flesh.
Absolutely. So you have to understand this is what the flesh brings, man. He's all in his feelings. So guess what? You're going to have the feelings of mourning. So how Christ mourned? We know he wept. We know right here he's set apart.
Mm-hmm. Look at it today's times. He probably
talking about it's not live anymore, my wife said.
The big one.
I can see it's live. I'm playing it right now.
Come. So,
hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's live.
It might be something on her phone. All praise. Sorry about that. Thought it wasn't live anymore. But going back, it said the flesh. We saying that Christ was still in the flesh, but he all deep in his feelings of that situation. So he had to set apart himself. He had to really think about that. He need time like, hey, just let me be. But guess what else he did though? Because one thing about Christ, he knew what he had to do. Go ahead. Verse 15.
And when it was
verse 14,
Salakia. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude and was moved with compassion toward them.
He's looking like, wow, man, they want to follow me. They want to follow me. He didn't stay in his feelings and say, like, you know what? I need a bottle. Man, hey, who got the wine? I need a glass. I need a drink. Nah, that may have been tempted in his mind, but he was like, nah. The people came and seen and followed him. He like, wow, they here. They trust me. You know that's a movie. When you think about it, when you in a troop and you put that fishing rod in trying to wheel somebody in, and they bite the bait and you pull something out and you get a person that come out the water as righteous, man, you know how compassionate and good feeling you have? Because the Most High used you as the vessel to bring them to him. Then you were the chosen one to bring that person to the Father. That is a beautiful thing. So you got to understand where Christ is going. The mourning is over with right now. He let that mourning go quick. He's seen the compassion that the people wanted to follow.
When he said he walked away, some person might realize that was his first cousin. That was his cousin. He probably walked like, let me get my mind clear. They just killed my cousin. The one that was out there teaching the word before me. He even taught me the word when he doused him in the water. People some of the baptism, but he showed him that word. Now he got clear his mind, like they done killed my brother. Killed my cousin. Instead of like Mike Allen said, I'm about to grab his bottle. He seen these people following him, like, dang, they follow me. They come to help me. They come to look out for me. They come to uplift me. Like, hey man, you're gonna be good. He died for a good cause. His death not gonna be in vain. This word gotta still continue to go out. So this is what we gotta look at it like. This brother did not pick no bottle up. He looked towards the peers. The peers uplift him like, hey, we really need you now. You can't be out there drinking and out there passing out, and now you can't give your word to your people. No, we need you with a clear mind. We can't leave you out here all jacked up. So we out here to show you we had love for you, and we gonna back you up.
All right, go ahead, verse 14.
And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude and was moved with compassion toward them. And he healed their sick.
And he what?
He healed their sick.
Right after he found out John died, he went back to work. He went back for his purpose. He didn't go to a device. The device is the Most High. He went right back to that. That's what he did. I need to heal these people through word or through physical touch. He had to keep it going. That's what we need to do. Big Brother shows us the example. When we mourn, you're going to mourn. Mourning does take time to fight away. But don't get caught up in the mourning. The mourning will have you deceived to make you believe that everything is okay. You can ask somebody when they mourning, you good? Yeah, you straight. But you see it on their face when you see anybody asking, they not good. That's that pride comes in from that mourning. How can God work through that if you hold on pride? You putting pride in your way. The Most High works in very much mysterious ways. You don't know who God will use to help you get away from your mourning sickness. When you say you okay, how can somebody work with that? I can't work with that when someone tell me they okay and I know they ain't okay. How can I work with that? I gotta force the issue.
Mm-hmm.
You can't mess with that. So how you think God? How you gonna mess with that? If I can't deal with it, you know he ain't dealing with it. Hey, he send people to you for a reason. Even if it's just something to make you laugh at the temporary time, to shake it off, or is it just to have a shoulder to lean on? But a lot of times when we reject the people that we're supposed to, what we do, we just mess around, reject God. You're rejecting God. Because you know what? You're mad at God. For whatever reason. You're mad at him because everything's supposed to be yours, but it's not. It's his. He created everything. So why do you think that it's yours and it's not? Enjoy what you have, keep what you have, and be thankful and praise the Most High for what you have. Because as soon as you have them now, you will have it not no more tomorrow. Everything is just here today, gone tomorrow, and a snap of a finger. Just like how we in this truth. We were 1 minute there in the streets, now we're here in the spirit. And that's just like when you open up those doors, when you got your old past that God took you away from to build you up in this truth. That you mess around and take a little step outside and you go back to your past. Now, for whatever reason, it can be a good thing if you're strong in spirit and you're strong in the walk. But understand, if you stay out too long, you're going to get burnt. You have to be careful when you're dealing with God already separated you from. Because the truth, because now you feel like, hey, I'm in this truth, I got it. I ain't going to fall off. You don't know. You never know. But the first person to see you is the people that you're around with, let you know when you fell off. So you have to be very mindful. Because when you're going back to those curiosities things, a lot of times that comes from mourning. Because you're missing whatever the case may be. Sometimes that's why the scriptures say, especially when it comes to family, friends, or whoever, mind your time. Not stay all day long. Mind your time. Because guess what? The flesh is mourning to get back out there. The spirit is willing, but the flesh wants. So I'm going to wrap it up. Because we have to understand the examples what our forefathers had. Right? We had Christ. What did he do? He separated for a minute, got his thoughts back together. The people came around encouraging him. He went back to work, did his father's business. What we read about Job, Job went through so much trauma, he tore his mantle and he just worshiped God. Never cursed him through his lips. What did we learn from Lot? This is what we do a lot at times with Lot. We lose everything, we run to the bottom. We have to be careful. That doesn't mean Lot was a wicked man. That's just things that a lot of our people deal with. It doesn't mean you're a wicked person because you mourn and you went to the bottom. We just telling you, hey, slow it down. Take it easy. Pump your brakes. Get back into the word. Get back into your walk. Be that brave man and woman that God created you to be. Because when you see your loved one going through that, it should hurt you too. It should bother you. Because you supposed to be your brother's keeper, no matter what. So this is for the Israelites that's repented, and I pray that those that's not repentant, if they see this video, I hope that you get edified in it. I want to give glory and honor to the Most High for separating my time and my day to do this lesson. I wasn't even supposed to do this lesson. I was supposed to do a different lesson, but the Most High wanted this to be done. And I hope that it edifies my friend and whoever else that needs it. And Shalawam, happy Sabbath. All praise to the Most High.
Praise, praise,
Praise.
Yahshua.
Yahshua.
Yahshua.